Your first blush analysis of what this matchup is and how these teams do match up would be what, Dan? What do you got for me?
Yeah, first of all, it's strategic brilliance versus strategic brilliance. And when I say that, I think Mike McDaniel versus Steve Spagnuolo jumps to mind. Steve Spagnuolo is who's the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, one of the best big game defensive coordinators we've had in the NFL in the last 10 or 15 years, if we're being honest. And, the Chiefs look differently this year because they're being led by their defense. It's one of the best defenses in football. And it'll be interesting because they've really built it on playing a ton of man coverage. Their young secondary is really good. They try to beat you up at the line of scrimmage and they try to get some of their pass rushers going, and it's working. And then you're going to Miami and Mike McDaniel, who has revolutionized a little bit in NFL football with the speed motions and snapping the ball with some of the motions that go inside out and the way that he attacks. It's funny because I don't think the Dolphins run these. They don't have 1,000 plays. What the Dolphins do is they take these plays that are really good at, and there's 6 or 8 or 10 of them, and they just present them in tens and tens of different ways, hundreds of different ways. And so you got this wildly creative coach who's perfect for the quarterback and the speed they have in offense, and they've absolutely gutted man coverage this year. And then we have this wildly creative defensive mind, and they've been unbelievable playing man coverage this year. And it's like, okay, who's the curveball? Who throws the curveball? Who wins out? Who kind of is the step ahead? That's the first one for me. It's like, man, this is going to be awesome.
The strength against strength, huh? Like on that. Yeah. And then how about the Chiefs offense against the Dolphins defense? Jalen Ramsey comes back and picks one off. You got Xavier Howard, coming back from an injury himself. You've got this Chiefs offense coming off of, let's be honest, maybe Mahomes' worst game in a very long time, certainly in division on the road. That's never happened to him. So what's your first blush analysis on that front, Dan?
Yeah, the Chiefs offense, I have about as little concern as I've ever had about their offense. I think so. Just when it comes to Sunday, they have a game every year like this. They just do. Yep. And I overreacted to it 2 years ago, the Tennessee game. If you remember 2 years ago, they played on the road at Tennessee. They played like junk. Patrick was terrible. And I was going, oh my gosh, maybe the sauce is gone. Well, relax. And then last year, Indianapolis on the road, they don't play good. They don't show up. It's almost like they're sleepwalking. And obviously this past weekend, here's just the facts of the game, Rich. Quarterback has the flu, bad weather. There's drops in the game. And second time they've played that team in 3 weeks. Okay, so those are the facts of the game. Mm-hmm. I think if you were to ask me, because everyone's like, Kansas City needs to go to get another receiver, this and that. I no longer feel that way. Beginning of the season, I was like, who's going to be that number 2 wideout behind MVS? I still think Rashee Rice has done a nice job. Mecole Hardman's going to be fine. I think Justin Watson's a really important person for their pass game. I have 2 things for their offense that I sit there and I go, it'll be shown this weekend a little bit, or at least they're going to have to answer some questions. And I don't want to call it concerns, but has my attention. The tackle is an issue. The tackles are an issue. Right tackle, Taylor and the left tackle, the penalties, they're not playing nearly as well as like an Orlando Brown for them did there. And I said this on NFL Live the other day, Rich. The one name that we have not said enough about this year with Kansas City is Isaiah Pacheco.
Yep.
We just haven't said his name enough. They are not running the football nearly as efficiently as they were last year. That was the thing that they did last year that helped them overcome the loss of Tyreek. They haven't done that this year. So I want to see if they can do it against Miami, whose run defense has been better the past 2 weeks. And then Jalen coming back, you mentioned the pick. He actually had a forced fumble as well. Vic Fangio and, how he's going to handle this defense that, he's had some good moments versus Patrick and bad. Wilkins is playing great. Phillips is playing great. So that'll be another really good matchup.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.